Any further discussion?
Your Honor,
Commissioner
just for
Holstein.
clarity, there are sponsorships that offset some of these costs?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, this agreement that we're looking to approve tonight is fully being funded by sponsorships. So we're not taking money out of our general corporate fund to fund this component of Ribfest.
So let me get this straight. So if we have sponsorships to offset those costs, were those sponsors willing to do more for senior services in these catastrophic times? Is that the option to fall back on? Or is it perhaps people are trying to make themselves look more caring up here?
You can look here, and if you want, Commissioner
I think I'm
Hosty,
speaking here.
2 years ago, you told us that you didn't know
Your Honor.
what the marketing dollars that we were spending money on.
We'll let the colleagues speak for a moment.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor. Last year, Ribfest was not completely offset by sponsors. The overtime costs were incurred by the village. The basic costs, the stage production, the food, the beer, that was offset by sponsors. But there were a lot of other costs, Commissioner, that weren't offset by sponsors. I
Your
took a
Honor.
look at the numbers, and I wouldn't be saying it otherwise.
Your Honor.
This is not an essential service, and I think we should stick to essential services at this point.
Commissioner Hosty?
Again, that $14,000 that could have been used towards senior services is paid for by sponsors towards this event, probably as an advertising opportunity to them.
It is.
That wouldn't be spent otherwise towards helping people in these catastrophic, as defined by another commissioner, times.
That is correct.
So I guess that would be grandstanding from up here, in my opinion, Your Honor, because these numbers don't translate one to the other. It's not us sitting up here saying, I'm giving $14,000 to bands so everybody could have a good Saturday afternoon, and I'm taking it away from seniors by voting for this. That is not what I'm voting on. I'm voting on putting on a good representation of Forest Park, an ability to advertise our community, an ability for our residents to enjoy themselves for a day that's paid for by sponsorships, not taking money out of somebody else's, as implied just now, taking money out of other services.
We're putting manpower into those services, Commissioner. We're using a lot of man hours that don't have to be spent patrolling the Grove. You know, those overtime dollars can be spent here or there, and they could be spent somewhere else.
So you want to cancel Ribfest altogether as opposed to just cutting back on the entertainment, as you said earlier?
I actually would cancel Ribfest, yes,
Okay.
because
You wanna
it
go on
doesn't pay
record
for
on it.
itself.
Any further discussion?
Mayor,
Commissioner Talali?
you know, Commissioner Hosty, you do this all the time where you come out with this stuff, act like it's grandstanding. When somebody
It
makes
is.
some, may I continue, Mayor? You know, it's a matter of just looking at what's important and what we should be spending our money on. Are you here to tell me that the only reason that the person is sponsoring is because they're going to pay it's the Ides of March? We can get sponsors for the event, and it doesn't have to be, it can cover the cost of the event. I doubt seriously that they've said, well, I'll give you $14,000, but it has to be the Ides of March, and I'm going to pay for the Ides of March. We get sponsors for these events. We're free to spend that money as we choose.
The chair needs to raise a point of order. The $14,000 is not for the Ides of March.
It's for 4 bands, okay.
Okay, so just state the correct information, that's all. The $14,000 is for all of the entertainment consisting of 4 bands. Please proceed.
Your Honor.
Yes, and typically the bands would cost us a couple $1,000s a piece. So that there's a headline band that we've got for this event, or what the plans are for this event. We have income that we can get income through sponsorships, and we're wise to do that. We should do that as an advertising event for the village and for people that want to be a part of that event. But that doesn't mean we have to spend that money on bands. We can spend it on public works. We can spend it on, we've already spent it on picnic tables, upkeep of the Grove. There's so many more expenses associated with events like this that need to be covered. We don't need to spend it on $14,000 for entertainment. It's a rib fest. It's not a music fest.
Your Honor.
Commissioner Hosty.
So what you're saying is your taste in music defines how many people show up, that if we have a better band, we don't get more people to show up, A. B, you're not relying on the staff that you feel is only worth 2% anyway to make decisions on what bands will bring out more people. And C, you're claiming that that money would be better, as you said earlier, in these times, as defined by the people who showed up tonight, that we should spend that money, which isn't coming out of the coffers for the $14,000, towards flood relief? You're jumping all around, and if you tell me that's not grandstanding, then please define to me what it is when you do grandstanding.
Our job is not to have parties. That's not our job. Our job is to take care of the village, to keep the streets clean, to keep them paved, to take care of the sewer, the water, the police, and fire. That's our job.
That's it? We don't do anything else here?
There is community.
There's nothing else we're allowed to do in the community? Got it.
Well, when we're having as much problems as we're having, it's an extravagant expense, Mark. It's just, why are we pushing this issue at this point? We can have bands for a couple $1,000s and have an event that's as beneficial and fun for the residents as we have always had.
Then you should have brought it up at the budget time and voted against it then. Wait, you
I did.
Mayor,
Commissioner Curry.